go over them. But we will be going over the fib level today. We'll be going over how to use it correctly, how to take trades based on fib along with confluences. Chase, what's going on, my boy? But I do want to wait a little bit for a couple more people to get in here. I'm going to try and see if I can go live in the Discord if it lets me. Just because I know there's a couple people that don't have what the fuck is it called? TikTok. So I'm gonna try and go live in the Discord. If it works. At OTE for gold, but at the same time we make an indication. Yeah, did I took a crazy heavy scalp on gold. I did 400 lots, bro. 400 lots. Ain't that a crazy ass scalp? Crazy scalp, but it worked out. We worked out. But support and resistance hella good for scalps, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's, listen, at the end of the day, if you're not scalping off support and resistance, and then most of the time you're getting smacked. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, that's the only way you could scalp, really. Hold on real quick. Cancel. Cause you share screen is not alright, give me a second. Share your screen. There we go. Alright, can y'all hear me in the Discord? Is everything good? Alright, bet. Yeah. Also guys, for the people that are in the TikTok, can you guys see, should I zoom in some more or is this good enough? Like, do you guys need me to zoom in? For the ones that are on TikTok? Why does it do that? Yo, I can't stand TikTok, bro. I swear, if I didn't want to get more people into the Discord to help more people, I would not be streaming on TikTok. It's just, it really just does bullshit all day long, bro. Every day I get, yeah, you can hear me back. Every time I get on TikTok, it always hits me with that, you have been something, oh, you do not follow the recommendations and guidelines, you are banned or whatever. Some Trader X, what's going on, my boy? I am gonna give it a little more time. Thank you guys for smashing that like button on TikTok. That shit really helped for real. But I am gonna just wait a little bit. So guys, let me know what you guys need, right? I want to be accommodating. I want to accommodate the needs that you guys have, right? So I just don't want to speak on everything that I want to kind of hit the targeted areas that you guys need. So let me know what's something you're interested in, so we can work on that and get you guys, basically the info that you're looking for. But we will be going over our trade recap for today. We will be going over the fib level. We will be going over indication, correction, and continuation, understanding the trend, because that is a big point in trading. If you don't understand the trend, and then it's going to be hard for you guys to make accurate trades. You know what I mean? How the heck do people bottom tick gold? Yeah, bro, we caught out a trade yesterday. We bottom tick gold. We literally, if you guys go on my TikTok or if you guys go in the Discord, you will see that we caught this literally on this very bottom. And I'm gonna show you how we bottom tick it. Low, what's going on, bro? Hey, Fredo, I mean not Fredo, Fab, what's going on, my boy? Close the trade, they didn't test. Okay, yeah. Trade was crazy, bro. That entry is definitely crazy. Closed that trade, then didn't trade the rest of the day. That's how you gotta do it, bro. You had a nice banger. We had what? How many points did we get off of this shit, bro? We got over 38 points, bro. That is crazy. That's big when it comes to trading, right? Especially for a position trade. A position trade is a day trade, right? You're getting in for the position for the day and letting it carry out. Scalping is 15 minutes, 20 minutes or less, maybe an hour. Swing trading is multiple days, right? So we had a great position trade and we allowed it to carry from the rest of the day. We got in, let's see, long position. We got in, what was it, 3356? Stop loss at the low. Yeah, we caught this crazy R, bro. It was almost a 13 RR, bro. Yeah, 3356. Yeah, isn't that crazy? He said I know that shit by heart. Bro, how many people called it? It was me, CJ, it was Chase, and I think it was somebody else. I think a couple other people caught it too. But I know for sure it was me, CJ, and Chase. But I'm just gonna be real. It was literally because, again, I've been doing this for a decent amount of time. All we did, at least for me, right? This is what I was looking at. So this is the daily time frame. Can everybody see? Is everything good? Let me see if I can close it so I can see it better. There we go. So basically, guys, what I did was I came to um, to the daily, right? I seen that we were, I just kind of want to see, like, again, I'm not ever trading off the daily. I like the 4 hour and the 1 hour to make my indications, corrections, and continuations. But I needed to see what the daily was doing. We had a nice fall after making all-time, well, after almost touching all-time highs. So once we started to fall down, I'm like, let me find out where we're at. So I kind of went to the daily time frame, and I just was realizing that this is a daily support level. Right? So I'm like, if this is a daily support level, what should happen next? Right? Most of the time, if you can see, ready, we had a touch, we fell through. We had a touch, we fell through. We have a touch. Right? So I'm just kind of doing little patterns in my head. And I'm saying, let me just see something. So I drew out my fib level. And again, a fib level only works in a continuation. It is continuing the trend that is already in place. Right? So if we're in an uptrend, right, all we're doing is drawing out our fib from the low of the trend, well, of that session. Okay, let me kind of explain it, right? So this is our consolidation, right? Price end up making a high from here. So that is where I am drawing my fib level from here. If I go down to a lower time frame, you will see, because all of this wick is just wicks, right? If I go down to a lower time frame, you can see I'm at the body of the candle, right? So I'll take it to this wick. I mean, from the bottom of this to the top of the candles. And then as you can see, we are literally at 786, which is called OTE zone. Matter of fact, I'm bugging. Right here. Yeah. Let me just make sure I'm at the right area. Alright, bet. So as you guys can see, we literally bounce off 786. We get a little wick underneath, but the body of the candle closes in our OTE zone, which again, I like to take it off 705, but it doesn't matter, right? All we want is for this area to be bounced off of and give us a push this way, right? So um that is what fib does. And I'm going to show you an example real quick, right? We're in a downtrend, so we do it from here to here. And why are we doing it from there to there? If we're in a downtrend and price has a high and we create a low, so we want price to retrace this level, right? So we retrace from the high to the low, we draw out our fib level, and all we do is wait for price to touch 705. That is where we want to take our entry. That is, to me, the best place to take the entry. But again, you could take it off of any of these. The reason why I say 705 is because we want our stop loss behind 786. So if I take the position at 618, my stop loss has to be a little bit bigger, right? So let's take it off of the middle of 618 and 786. Again, you don't need 705 because it is literally the middle. So again, if you guys can see real quick, what I used to do is grab the GAN box and draw out from 786 to 618, which is called OTE. And as you can see, this blue line is the middle, which is 705. Somebody ended up showing me that 705 is a level that he uses. So I put it on my chart and I realized, yeah, we're looking at gold right now. And I realized that 705 is the middle. So I was like, damn, I don't even need to use the GAN box no more because I was already using it. Yeah, you could use the GAN. Again, it's literally, if you're using the GAN box, the middle is 705. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how you do it. You're getting the same results regardless. You feel me? I just put it on the chart just cause I was using it again until you showed. Yeah. So the only reason I'm using it now is because I don't have to have more things on my chart. Yeah. Now you could just use one tool, right? Because what happens is that this is what we do, right? We put our fib level like this, and then we have to bring out our GAN box to find the middle, and then I like to bring out the square to bring out to it says OTE. So now that's like 4 things I have to use. You know what I mean? Definitely add it to fib. Yeah. So look, take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. You're gonna have to change this number. This number is not there. This number is like 0.2 something. So you have to put it. So basically, you're gonna have to type it in there, right? Make sure you don't delete the point because for whatever reason it does not let you do it. That is why I didn't do it here because it doesn't let me. Like I don't understand why. But like watch, 0.705. It doesn't let me do the point, but it lets me do 7.05. You feel what I'm saying? So it's weird. So make sure when you do it, just click it, delete whatever numbers are there, keep the zero, keep the what's the name, and then do 705. Hold on, let me see something real quick. I think if I do 0, it will work. 0 point. Okay, duh. Rush, come on, bro. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired, bro. Duh. I'm just gonna put it right here now. 0.705. This one, I forget what this one was. You can do it to any of them. It just got to be that number. Yeah. You can put on any of them. I just didn't know. When I came earlier, I tried to put it here and it wouldn't let me. So I put it here and it let me. So I don't know. What number was this again? Was this like 0.236? Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. All right, I'm taking it off. I just want to make sure it's there because again, these are, you can use these. They're just for a different thing. Yeah, it is 0.236. It is for sure. I'm almost positive it is. So yeah, so again, if price makes a level, makes a high, and then it starts to go down, and we want to take a sell, that is when you do it. That is where you put your level, right? Even again right here, right? Price goes up. It's called a retracement tool, right? So when does price retrace? After it makes a high, right? So let's just do it again so I can show you guys where to put the level, right? So look, price left here, and it starts up here, and then it starts to retrace. So as it starts to retrace, we need to find where this level retraced to. So it retraces to our level, right? So that is what fib is for. Look, look. I'm not gonna just put 705 on my chart. I don't even need anything else. It's always hitting 705. But you guys see what I mean? Price left this area, it came up. So as price is falling, we want it to fall to 705. Or, okay, let's just call it the OTE because that is really what it's called. I'm not going to call it 705. 705 is where we take our trade, but we just want OTE, right? That's the holy grail, 100%, right? We want OTE. That's all we want. You feel me? So that is what the fib does. From the bottom to the top, we want it to retrace to our area, and then we take the trade. You put your stop loss below that level, and then you just let that shit ride. Ready? Sub level, right? We left from here, price made its high. So now it's starting to retrace. So we want it to retrace. It just depends on what time frame you're in, because I do like to do the wicks. All right, look, we're in the 4 hour. Look at this long ass wick. Hold on, let me see some real quick. I think if you do body to body, you're gonna get the same. No, not on this one at least. Just do wicks for now. Do wicks for now until I come up until I know otherwise, because that's what I do. Sometimes again I'll do like if the wicks are small, right? If the wicks are small, and then it really doesn't matter, right? If you're gonna do body, make sure you're doing body to body. But again, for the most part, guys, as you can see, I'm doing wick to wick for the most part. I don't think I really changed it up, but that's all I'm doing. The minute we have an uptrend and then it turns into a downtrend, I want to see where we're going to reverse from, and almost 90% of the time, you're going to reverse from OTE, right? That's how you catch reversals, right? This is what Fibonacci is for. It's for reversals. It's not for anything else. We're here to catch the reversal, which again, we're not only trading that. Again, as you can see, this pink level is support. We have OTE lined up with the support, right? So this is why this trade will be a A+ setup, is because first of all, this is our low right here. We have a breakup structure, right? We create a new high. So this is our indication, this is our correction, and this is our continuation, right? So it is, again, because it made it broke these highs, so it gave us a higher high. And then we have our indication correction, and this is our continuation, making another higher high. You feel me? So that is how this shit works. You basically, again, want price to make a high. What's going on, Cardo? We want price to make a high. Once it starts to retrace, that is when we use it, okay? Even again, if you wanted to catch this, let's say price was here, and you want to take a sell, right? It's the same thing, right? Price fell from this level. It retraced to 705, right? This is the high, this is the low. We want price to get back down to our level, which is right here, and we take our sell, right? Join Discord, bro. Help me realize. Yeah, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate that I was able to help. I appreciate you being here and saying that as well, bro. For real, for real. Anybody that's into TikTok, please share, please like. I mean, let's get some more people in here so we can help out more people as well, right? The more that you guys like and share, the more that it gets on that For You page, and that we can get our name out there. So I appreciate you guys for joining. But you know what I mean? That's all we're doing. We're literally waiting for price to leave. Once it starts to retrace, that's where you take your entry, right? It's literally crazy how accurate this shit is, bro. look, you could have caught this again. Price falls, it comes right back to our OTE, right? And then look what it's lining up with. This is a what? What level is this? This was resistance turns into support, and then it falls through, right? So we know in ICC terms, right? This is our indication, this is our correction, and then this is our continuation, right? The reason why I know that this will be a fucking 100% solid trade is because it's lining up with a support zone and it's also lining up with a fib level. So this to me is just an indication that price is gonna fall. And as you can see, it makes a lower low. Yeah, right? ICT, bro, oh my god. It is crazy. Like, it really was, right? It's just that you had to worry about breakup structures and fair value gaps and all these other things. Again, win rate not even close. My win rate was like 40%, 48% or some shit like that. I turned a 40% win rate into over an 85, 90% win rate just by changing my strategy to this. That was it. Taking less trades, 2 trades per day. That's it. I took 1 trade today and I won, and that was it. I was like, nah, I'm good for today. Right? Even though my rule was 2 trades per day. But you just gotta understand, when you lock in profits every single day, you can't go wrong, right? Money is not something that's linear. Money doesn't, like, you don't make $1 and then the next day you make another dollar, and then the next day you make, like, money, you can make 200 a day and then 900 the next day, and then 1200 the next day, and then you can make 4500 the next day, right? Money moves in a compound, in exponential. It's exponential, it's not linear, right? The more money that you have, the more that you're able to leverage, the more money that you're able to make in smaller moves, right? When I first started trading, I thought that you would have to make a move like this to make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? This is what I thought. I'm like, yo, if I catch this move, I'm gonna be rich. I can make 10K off this move, not knowing that I can make 10K off of this move right here. Literally, I can make 10K off of this move right here just by having money, right? If I take 10 minis, right now, at this level right here, which would be, how many pips is this? 100 and 127, right? 130. Let's just do 130 points, right? And I'm doing 10 contracts, right? That's $100 per tick, right? That's $13,000 I would make in this little ass move. 13K in this move alone, right here. 13K, bro. That is why it's good to be able to build up a capital so you can make more money in smaller moves, right? And again, it just depends on what type of trader you are and how you trade, right? You may like to catch big moves and risk less money because again, if you have to make 10K, you know, you have to put your stop loss super tight, right? And you may have like a, you know, what's this? A 12 tick stop loss, right? So you may be risking 7K to make 13K, right? So you are risking a greater amount, but you could still make a lot of money in small moves. And that is why I like trading. That's why today I just did a scalp off gold. We just did a scalp off gold, bro. And we just did 111, 130 off this move right here. Off this. Took a sell right here. Let me show you why. Price came down, comes up, makes me a level right here. Price fell underneath that level, taking out these lows. Price retraced, not blue, you're funded. Nah, RJ, you gotta get my Discord, bro. We would have had you pass your funded in 1 trade today. We had people get payouts today. We had people get passed today. All that. You gotta join my Discord, bro. Right? We retraced, tapped this right here. Once I realized we weren't going higher, I took this sell and I scalped. I mean, I went heavy. I'm not gonna lie, but I just scalped this and we did over 100, bro. Over 100. It's all in my Discord. I post everything for the people on my TikTok. I post everything in my Discord, so you guys know. But I will get you the link if you need it, RJ. It doesn't let me copy and paste for whatever reason. But yeah, guys, super smooth, right? So let's just continue. What about invalidation? What do you mean by that? Indication or invalidation? I'm not even sure what invalidation means or what you're referring it to. I'm not sure. When do you bail out if you're wrong? So again, right here, if price didn't respect this level, right, my stop loss, again, I don't want it to create a higher high, right? So I just would probably, again, okay, this is where I didn't put a stop loss, which is crazy. I was honestly that confident, but I'm honestly putting it right here around this level right here maybe right at this body of the candle, because I don't want it to make a higher high, right? Once price came and make a lower high right here, and it came down creating lows, breaking lows, right? If I draw this line out, we broke this low, right? This last level, we broke this candle, right? So again, in ICT terms, right, we have a change in the state of delivery right here. We have a retrace, and I could show you again. Look, bro, I can't make this shit up, bro. I can't make this up. Look, 7, 8. I didn't even do this. I didn't even use the fib level for this trade. And I look, if you would have used the fib level, look. Like I can't make this up, guys. I really can't. So price fell from here. It stopped here. It started to retrace. So where do we want price to retrace to? Our fib level. Where's our fib level? Right here. Where did I take my entry? Somehow perfectly on our fib level. Right? Perfectly in our OTE zone, right? So what I do is I don't want price to make another higher high. So if this is my high right here that I don't want price to go above, I would like to do my stop loss super tight, right around this level right here. Again, I did target these lows, so I got a 4R, a little over 4R. I'm actually still holding right now. You guys wouldn't even believe me if I showed you how much I'm up. You guys wouldn't even believe me right now. Holy shit. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Wow. Wow. We just like 20x'd. Holy shit. I didn't even see this candle drop, guys. We just 20x. Look. So look, this is the high, right? So look, price made a level right here, right? And this is the high. So if I draw my fib from here to the low, look, OTE. You guys see, bro? Oh my god. Oh my god. Look. Oh my god. Like, why? It's so simple. So simple. Like, I don't even... Like, you see how simple that was? Price stopped right here. It started right here. I'm drawing my level. Once it hits OTE, I'm taking my position, and we sell right back to this level, right? Stop loss right at the short position, right? Right at the bottom OTE, right to the lows. This is a 6R. Like, you see what I'm talking about? If you risk $100, you would just made 600. If you would risk $1,000, you would have made 6,000 off this little ass move, right? You guys don't have to make these crazy swing trades to make money. You just got to understand the position size and understand when to leverage and use the right amount of leverage, right? Again, I would have used 3 minis. It's crazy. This is Asian session, and this shit makes me want to trade Asia so bad. But I would have put like 6 minis on this draw. Let's see. What was 6 minis have netted us? Only $700, bro. It's gonna bounce. It should bounce. But just imagine, like, normally again, we normally trade like 1 or 2 minis. It would have got $100. When you have trades like this in this tight range, I over leverage like crazy because again, my stop loss is super tight, right? Watch. Look, why? Like, do you guys see? Look, I'm risking 108. Look, I'm honestly risking less. I'm risking $120 to make 700. You see why you could use a lot of minis as long as you get in at a good entry. And the reason why, look, again, this is OTE. We want to put our stop loss right above 786 because if it goes past that, we're wrong, right? So I would, again, maybe risk like 180 just to be on the safe side, just in case price does wicked. But regardless, the risk 180 to make 700 and a couple ticks is super clean. That's how you pass fundeds, and that is how you get payout after payout after payout, right? Is by using by finding positions that have, again, look, let's just not even talk about OTE or anything right now, right? Let's just take everything off our chart, right? Where's support and resistance? This is support, this is resistance, right? So if you know we're in chop and price comes up to here, right? The only way you're wrong is if price breaks out, right? But if you know we're staying within chop and you get a top tick right here, look, if you guys notice, price leaves right after grabbing this liquidity to the T, right? So what I like to do is wait for price to grab this liquidity literally and put your entry right here and put your stop loss right above it, right? Because if it goes any higher and then it's not in the range anymore, you feel me? Where we stop at? OTE? Probably. I wouldn't fucking doubt it. You feel me? So you put your stop loss super close, right? Even again, you could even do it right here, but I'm risking 180 to make $1,000, right? This is how I passed all of my funded accounts was by over leveraging. Draw on the 5 minute. I got you. This is how I passed them because again, I'm not People, when they get in the range, they like to take this sell and then they want to hold the trade like, oh my god, it's gonna go lower. No, take your profit right at the lows because it's gonna get stuck in a range, guys. So this is how you scalp little movements inside of a range. I don't this again, this is not something that a strategy I want to teach because it's not. But what I'm saying is these are other little things that you can do to make money, right? To be a scalper, a certified scalper. You feel what I'm saying? Like, again, this is how I pass all my fundings is this strategy right here. Let me go to the 5 minute. Yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. Again, there are two ways you can put your stop loss. I mean, put your thing right now, right? This is support right here, right? So I do like to do it off of support, which again, it's still OTE, right? From the support, boom, still OTE. But you can also do it from here, right? Again, it's still OTE because we have, it's not just one line you're looking at. You're looking at an area, right? So that is why it's not, Cody, what's going on, bro? That's why I did body to top width. Okay, yeah. So again, since it's a area, Mara, what's going on, bro? You don't have to really like. It doesn't have to be super precise, right? If you're off by a fucking wick or a body, it's not gonna make a difference. You know what I mean? So just remember that, guys. Hey, everybody, appreciate the likes, bro. You just hit my live goal. Cody, appreciate you for the heart, bro. I appreciate you for the rose. What's going on, bro? How you doing, bro? But you feel what I'm saying? Like, just remember that. Like, it's like even if we do body to body right now, look, still OTE, right? You doing good? You make any trades today, bro? How was your day today? You make anything good? I know it's a dumb question, but why did you mark your support box there? Okay, so let's see. How many times did price stop at this area? All right, price got above it and it stopped back at this area. Took one break even. Hey, that's better than a loss, right? So this is why I did my support here, right? This is a support level, right? This would be a support level, right? This would be a support level, right? Was a mean. What was you trading? You was trading gold or you was trading Nasdaq? Oh, NQ. Okay, okay. Yeah. You gotta come check out our Discord, bro. If you was in our you took it what? You said 9:30, 10 o'clock. Yeah. If you were in our Discord, you would have caught this move down, right? We had a couple people on our Discord catch this move only because it matches up with our trade. It matches up with our trading style, right? It's super easy. Look, this price came down. Look, look. Oh my God, I'm over. I quit. I'm a solo trader. Listen, we don't. It's we all are solo traders, right? The Discord isn't for call outs. The Discord is to grab knowledge that you may not have or to help you when times are, when you're in indecision. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't know what I'm thinking. Let me get some ideas. Let me see what other people think as well, right? We just had multiple payouts. People passed their funded today. You feel me? But whatever works for you. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. So whatever works for you. But look, guys, look. You guys see how simple this shit is? Look, price left from here. It stopped here. It retraced. Where did it retrace to? OTE. Bro, I kid you not. If we would have took every single trade off of OTE, we would have a 100% trade 5 for 5. That's why I do live on here just to share my views. Okay, that's what's up. I gotta come check you out then. I didn't know you go live. I gotta come check you out. But this is not even the strategy I'm talking about, right? Again, it did work. Our OT did work here for 6 hours today. Sheesh. Yeah, I normally do a nice long live too. Sometimes I do like 4 or 5 hours. Tina, what's going on, Tina? That was not Tina at all. I don't even. What the hell was her name? How you say it? I'm like dyslexic as hell, right? But look, look though. This is why the way that we trade is super smooth and super easy. We have our support level, right? Price broke underneath of it, giving us our first indication that price is bearish. Once it came back to this level, right? Price created a support right here, right? We have our support. Well, we have multiple supports, but what I'm saying is that this is what I'm looking for. Is this support level? Price broke beneath of it. I wanted to stay underneath, but it didn't, right? It got back on top, making a higher high, and then it made a lower low. So now in my head, I'm like, we have a nice break of structure or change in state delivery. So now I'm saying that the bears are super active and that this is just a correction. So now what I want is after this higher high, what you need is a lower high, right? You have to get a lower high. So we get a lower high, right? Right here. And then what do we get? We get another lower high underneath this support. So we turn this level into resistance. Price respects this level, and this is where we took our trade. I am currently in Nas trades right now on a swing trade. But I took this. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I took this trade right here the other day. So I've been in this trade for a while now. I took it off of this. Price retraced. I think it was a level. Yeah, OTE right here, right? Took it off of here. So I've been in this trade for a little minute now. But I think I added more. Matter of fact, I added here. No, I added right here. But regardless, it doesn't matter. I'm still in this trade. But once we get that higher high, we break a low. We want a lower low, right? So we get a lower low. So in an uptrend, what are you guys supposed to get? We're supposed to get higher lows, right? So we get a lower low and a lower high after having higher highs and higher lows. There's not, like, do you guys understand that market structure is a pattern, right? Let's just do this real quick just so you guys can kind of understand what I'm saying if I'm not getting across clear, right? Market structure is a pattern, right? We have our lows. And then what do we get? We get more lower or higher lows, right? And then we get higher lows, and then we get a higher low, right? Same thing on the top side, right? We get higher highs, right? And then we get more higher highs, higher high again, higher high, and then our highest high, right? So this is market structure, right? Super smooth, super easy, right? This is our higher low. So now what do we get? Let me just delete this. I want to put, oh shit. Right? So now we get a lower low right here. So if you get in a lower low in market structure that is bullish, doesn't that throw off the pattern? We're supposed to be getting higher lows. If you get a lower low, what the, like, Cody is smashing these fucking gifts right now, bro. Yo, how many is that? Yo, I appreciate you, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that shit helps big time, for real, for real. Again, I just want to get more people into our lives and into our Discord. So for you doing all these gifts and all of these likes, it allows me to get on the For You page and get more people, you know, active. But I appreciate you, bro. That shit means a lot. It definitely helps with the growth of my channel and everything else. So shout out to Cody for sending like fucking 30 gifts, bro. Holy shit. What? Like, yeah, bro. I appreciate you, bro. You the man. W's in the chat. But again, do you guys see what I'm talking about? If we have higher lows and then we get a lower low, that is called a change in the state delivery. So all you want is a pullback, and I guarantee it's a fib level. Look, fib level, perfectly. Like, honestly, we could probably just shoot fibs for the rest of your life and be 100% correct. Like, every action that we have shown so far has been, look, has been a fib level, guys. Look, fib level. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, every pullback will always be to, that's why the market, listen, the market is made what? From computer code. What is computer code? A computer algorithm code is mathematics. And this, what is the Fibonacci sequence? If you go and Google it, the Fibonacci sequence happens in natural life, right? In nature, in your ear. The way your ear spirals is called the Fibonacci sequence, right? The human body is a Fibonacci sequence. Everything, watch this. Fibonacci sequence in nature, right? Everything in the world is a Fibonacci sequence. The seashells to everything. You feel me? Look, seashells, daisies, like, I mean, even trees are Fibonacci, right? Everything has to do with Fibonacci. It's just, look, our face, the structure of your face. So all of these things have to do with Fibonacci. Look, the fucking flower rose. So if everything in the world has to do with Fibonacci and you can't go around it, when you make something man-made that has to do with mathematics, it is imprinted into the structure, and that is why fib works so well, right? Everything in life has to do with fib. You feel what I'm saying? So that is why, in my opinion, I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm saying from my opinion, that is why it works so well, right? Because when you do codes for math, I mean for computer algorithms, it's mathematics, right? When you do basically anything that has to do with coding, right? Developing, what else is it? Hold on, I'm drawing a blank. What is it called? Software engineering, right? It has to do with mathematics. You have to understand, you know, just different mathematic. I can't even think of the word. I'm drawing the blank of the word I'm looking for. What the hell is it called? Morse code, right? Morse code. There's another. It's called like hexadecimal. Or what the hell is the word I'm looking for? But the way that software is developed and put into a hard drive has to do with zeros and ones, and then ones and zeros, and what zeros and ones are a fib. What the hell is the word? Oh my god, I'm messing this up so bad I can't remember the word. But regardless, is that it is literally life. You know what I mean? So these fib levels are like you can't hide from them, right? Binary. There we go. Binary code. There we go. I know couldn't think of the word. There we go. So yeah. So look, I guarantee this is a fib level too. Look, price left from this area makes a high. It's retracing. Where does it want to retrace to? I guarantee it's a fib level. Oh my god, it's the fib level. Like, perfectly, gang. Look. Take profit, stop loss right at the bottom of our 786. Take profit back at these highs. This is a 6RR, guys. 6R. Even though you would have got more, but what I'm saying is we always want to target the next level of liquidity. The next level of liquidity is always the next level of highs, right? So this stuff is super easy, gang. It's the same charts, bro. It's going to be the same thing. Gold or micro, it's going to be the same thing, right? Look, price left from this area, it starts to retrace. Where do we want it to retrace to? It retraces right to 618, which is our fib level. Again, 618 to 786 is called OTE. We want it to bounce off any of them. It doesn't matter which one. We just want it to touch it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, this stuff is, hold on. Boom. Yeah, 705 perfectly. 705 perfectly. But you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, look, right here's another one. Price leaves from this area, breaking the high. It wants to retrace. So where does it retrace to? 705 perfectly. Right? You see what I'm saying, guys? I can't even see your levels. Little Ford. This shit broken. Yeah, bro. This shit really is, bro. Yo. This shit is, gang. Like, bro, this stuff is honestly, it's too easy, bro. Like, honestly, if you just gotta be able to use it with levels, right? If I draw this OTE level out, what is it overlapping? This resistance level, this high that was just broken. So price came and retested this high. Look, I'm gonna show you where the wick is and where, look, it retested this wick perfectly, right? Literally, cheat code. I'm just watching it happen in real time. Literally, bro. Literally a cheat code, bro. I promise you. We don't use them on their own. We use them with confluences, right? If price is already trending, and we're not in ICT. I just found Waldo, bro. Word, bro. This shit is like the missing trick, right? You just want price to be trending. Make sure, you know what I mean, that it's lining up with our levels. Is that set up correct? Let me see. So you want to do it from your green box. Where your green box is, that low right there, right? And take all that other shit off. Go to your settings and turn off every other, like you don't need all them other ones. Take a screenshot of mine and just use these numbers. Right? If you want to use them, Chase, I'm not saying you can't, but all them other things are just in the way, bro. They really are. Oh, matter of fact, turn off this. Turn off where it says price. You don't need prices. That's just extra numbers on your screen that you don't need. Turn that shit off. Right? Turn levels on. Turn them to the middle, right side, center, bottom. Screenshot this. Right? Screenshot this. Right? Turn off your trend line. Turn your trend line off. You don't need trend line. Okay? Again, I'm going to put this a little bit darker so you guys could see it. But that's it. I mean, you want to draw it from that support, Chase, yeah. So that from that green support. I like to put price labels on the right because price normally when you're trading, like, and you're waiting for price to happen, you know what I mean? Like say like this, for instance, right? I'm putting it from here to here. Oh shit, I got it backwards. Putting it from here to here. Price is at OTE right now, right? So I like to do. So you see, I have it. Look, I'm about to say fuck it and long age of session. Chill, bro. Chill. It really like it's crazy. And look, it really is lining up with support right here, which is even crazier. It really is. It's just like again, if you do take this short, look how long it took just to move 3 points, right? So you're gonna be in that trade forever. I mean, literally, look, this is 93 to 90. It took an hour just to move $3. That's 120 bucks with 1 mini, right? But yeah, that's the only reason why. It just because like I'm not about to sit here and wait forever for price to be for my take profit to be hit. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I don't trade Asia no more. Again, you can't. It's not like you can't get clean setups. It just it takes longer. You know what I mean? Well, let me go to the 15-minute real quick and see something. That is a 15-minute support right here. No, I don't like that one. I like this. OTE. it is this level, so it isn't. Asia session is like Asia session would be like the only session to do some bullshit. Like ICC be on some bullshit on Asia session. Motherfucking ICT don't want to work on Asia session. Like they got some different rules over there, bro. Like for real. But real quick though, real quick. If price decides to go on a downtrend, right? We may want to wait and see if we get a pullback and continue lower, right? That's if we believe price is in a downtrend. Is this going to be our apex, right? If we go to the 4-hour real quick, let's get a clear understanding real quick. Price never broke this high yet, so we can honestly still be in a downtrend, right? So this is what I would look for our retracement. I want to see price come down to this level and take my trade, right? This is the OTE that I want. All right, and then yes, we have support right here, which will be our equilibrium, right? So if price comes to this, and then it's just our equilibrium, right? Which is still a level, but it's not called OTE, right? There's two ways to trade. It's off of equilibrium or OTE. Equilibrium, again, is not a bad time to trade. It is just a different type of style that I don't like to get into. Yeah, look at that. It bounced right off of it. Right off of it. Literally, bro. Perfect. But you feel what I'm saying? Because again, we are bouncing off of this high right here. And if you guys can see, look, price came down, makes this high right here, and then price goes higher, but it doesn't clear this level, right? Price came down, makes this high, right? But it doesn't clear this level or even this support, right? This level right here, price breaks, but it doesn't break this one, right? So to me, this level being broken doesn't really mean shit. It's because we broke a smaller high before and still went lower, right? We broke a high before and we still went lower, right? So this high right here, I'm not really worried about. It's this high that I want to see rejection from. You know what I mean? So honestly, this is my indication, this is my correction, and I want to see a continuation down to here, right? So I wouldn't do a buy on a fib level on gold right now. I want to see sells, and then I want to see this level respected, or again, the reason why I would rather OTE, gold is probably fell, right? The reason why I want OTE to work is because most people are going to be sitting at this level to take position, right? And if it falls, it's going to be more liquidity for us to grab and for us to rock it even farther. You know what I mean? Dang, gold is really dropping. Sheesh. But you see, we're in a downtrend, so maybe that is why. Which again, it's just a good thing that we didn't take. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You just have to make sure. The only way it's wrong is if you're going against the trend. That's the only way fib will ever be wrong, right? Look, price made its high, it came down, retraced, it came back up, not making a higher high, it made a lower high, touched OTE, and it don't, right? That's how you catch this setup. Yeah, we gotta look into that then. But you see what I'm saying? You see why this works, guys? Look, this is the last low, right? Price broke this low, barely, but it still broke this low with this candle, right? So now we have our high, we have our low. Price retraced the OTE. Did it make a higher high? No, it made a lower high. And then what did price do? Price just continued to melt to the downside, right? But now this is where it gets a little tricky because we may not melt far, but this is our support level. Price is at it right now, right? But again, on the 4-hour time frame, and even let's do the 1 hour real quick. Look, guys, look, support, I mean, resistance. Oh, hold on, I'll do even better. We have support, resistance, right? Price comes, it taps this level here, and we end up falling, right? So, again, this is my indication. This is my indication still. This is my correction. This could be our continuation to make a lower low, but I highly doubt we're going to make a lower low. I honestly think we're going to bounce off one of these levels and go and create a higher high, breaking this high right here, right? This is what I believe will happen by Friday. Right, I think we're gonna break this level. I just think we need movement. You guys realize every single time, like, look, we have a low here. Look at this crazy pullback. We go and break all of these highs to get this pullback, and then we make a lower low. So if we just broke this high, we need a retracement to make another high. You just gotta remember that yes, we just had a straight up run for today, but in order to make higher highs, you have to have a retrace to certain levels, right? And that is why we mark out OTEs. Oh, hold on. Matter of fact, we're gonna be in a downtrend, so I may mark this OTE wrong. Yeah, look, I marked this shit wrong. We're gonna be in a downtrend, so I want price to retrace into, look where we line up at, right with fucking our support level, right? So I want this level to be respected. Once this level gets respected, I want to see. Remember a month ago, we got 300 pips to the upside. Oh, I didn't know that was non-farm Friday. I didn't know that. But I do remember, huh, was it Thursday, Friday? Like right here? It's coming next Friday, alright, bet. But but yeah, that's fib for you guys. That is fib. Always on price to retrace. And again, we might even not even fall far. Honestly, we never know. Right? In the 1 hour time frame, right? This is our low right here. Price is coming up to a fib level, so we could get some rejection off of this. And actually, bro, I did when where you at, Chase? You actually did have it at the right area. When I told you to put your up at that green box, again, in a upward trend, that's not a bad spot to put it. But actually, I'm looking at it because the 5 and the 15 and the 30 and even the 1 hour this is all a level on all each of them. Remember, you guys want to be able to. That is another thing that I should have said is that if that level is there on majority of the time frames, that is where we're going to use it from, right? Um, we want to make sure that level is there a majority of the time frames, right? If it seems like a change of character, actually wait for the OT to pull back. Be it trader X, yeah. Seems like a change of character first, break of structure, confirm direction, and wait for OT pullback. Yeah, that's a perfect way to say it. But yeah, my fault, Chase. I definitely was just rushing. I didn't really look into it, so I'm glad I just caught it. And just remember this, guys. If you're in a trend and OTE breaks and it doesn't hold, which again it could happen, right? And then that means that trend is no longer trending in that direction. So again, like let's say right now, let's say we go and take this trade, right? Off of OTE, we put our stop loss below it, take profit up at the high, we get it, right? This is what we're going to target. If price decides to rip through this, we come into two side, right? Right? If price decides to rip through this, and then guess what I'm doing? I'm saying we're in a downtrend now, and I'm just going to do this exact opposite. I'm going to take it from the high to wherever it stops. Let's say it stops right here. I want it to retrace to 786 and then take the sell back down, right? So just remember that it's not OTE that's wrong. It's you not getting the right direction by you taking it from bottom to top instead of top to bottom, right? In an uptrend, all right, let's just put it like this because it's right here, right? In a downtrend, and we know we want to go lower, we're taking it from top to bottom, wait for price to hit OTE, and then we take this sell. Hold on, this is support right here, right? So if we want price to go lower, right? We want to take it from top to bottom, wait for price to tap it and go lower. But if you are ever in that phase where you're like, oh, I think we're going higher, so this is what you do. It's not the OTE that was wrong, it was you that were wrong, right? So let's say we take it from here to here and we put our take and we do this. And we're saying, yo, bro, it didn't work. No, it didn't work because you were wrong. You feel me? You were wrong in the direction of the trade, right? You still have to remember that you have to understand higher time frame, the direction of the trade, and where it should go, right? So that's why I just don't use that's why I don't use fib alone. I like to pair that with ICC so I understand the direction of the trend, and then maybe I could get it with the correction so I could get the continuation. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm not teaching just fib alone. I want you to put it together so you get a better how you want to trade. What's going on, gang? That's why you need to just use more than one confluence. What else? What else are you supposed to talk about? I know I'm forgetting some things. Anything else that y'all gold is on the run? Let's see. Dang, gold is hauling ass, bro. I'm probably up crazy right now, guys. Any plays on gold? I took a scalp, so I'm actually in a trade right now. I took this trade from here, so I'm in this trade right now. and I'm up huge. Like, honestly, fucking huge. What else do I need to talk about? Holy shit, bro, I really can't believe I'm up this big right now. This is crazy. I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry right now. That's crazy, bro. Holy shite. Oh, let me see. Bouncing off OTE. Gold. Let's go to a higher time frame real quick. Where did you draw your level from? Oh, right here. Yeah, it's bouncing off OTE now, yeah. So again, this is if walk through trade locker. Okay, I got you. Um, I have to. All right, let me just do that real quick. I have to actually change. Did trade locker come up for you guys? Do you see trade locker, or do you guys still see gold? All right, let me log into my prop firm. She shot a big L. Let me log into my prop firm account real quick. How the hell do I do it on? 1 second, guys. Okay, turn on. But, why isn't it let me do that? No. Display capture, show. Okay, here it is. Let me do it on TikTok. I mean, that's TikTok. Let me do it on Discord. Hold on. More change stream. Here we go. Here we go. All right, bet. So, trade locker. This is very simple, bro, right? Trade locker, you have your market and order panel, right on the left, market order. So you basically want to, again, if you have the live account. So, sheesh, my leverage is bad, 100. You probably have a 500 leverage. Yeah, so let's see. One lot, US GDP, 200. Yeah, so you want to be trading around like 0.5, 0.8 lots if you're trading if you're trading gold. Sheesh. Do you know what your leverage on gold is? But basically, you just want to make sure where it says initial margin, right? If you have like $400, make sure your initial margin is around like 300, right? Around 200, right? Um, Dang, bro, I really wish I had that. Any day on my funded where I took under 4 trades, I'm green. Yeah, it's good, bro. And that listen, if you're not taking notes on that and understanding, hey, every time I take less trades, I do better, right? You have to start analyzing what is working for you and then just stick with it, right? That is honestly like you have to self-analyze what is going on, bro. Right? So again, trade locker, you always want to make sure, like for me, right? Let's say I want to take a trade right now. This is the first thing I'm doing. I'm measuring my lots. So I'll put, let's just for instance, let's say I want to trade 6 lots, right? But I only want to risk $900, right? So now I want to take a buy, right? So I'm gonna come over here to the bottom and it says sell. So I'm hitting buy and sell, right? I want to turn it to buy, put my take profit higher. So now I want to risk 900 bucks, right? That's all I want to risk. So where would I have to put my stop loss? Where I have to put my take profit, right? So now I'm measuring based off of where the fuck is my favorites at? Oh, here we go. All right, so now I'm basically measuring. Bring out my fib levels, 618, 786. So if I want to take this trade, I have to put it below 786. I don't want to risk $3,000 or $2,000. I want to risk 900. So I have to lower my lot size. All right, so look, 999. All right, so now I could only lose 3 lots if I want to take this position here. All right, but if I want to see something and say, hey, I want to take my position here, how much am I going to risk? All right, I'll come over here, hit pending, where it says market, hit pending, turn it to pending. So now you can see where you could take your trade so you don't have to risk. Because if I take the trade right now, I have to risk 900 bucks. But if I want to take the trade in the middle of OTE, I could risk 500. So now I'm going to say, I'm just going to wait for price to get to this level before I take a trade so I can risk 500, even though I want to risk 900. You know what I mean? So I kind of like do it like that. But let's say I don't want to wait for OTE because let's say you're at a support level and you just want to take a trade, right? Why the fuck is it doing that? Let's just say you just want to take a trade on OTE without OTE and you're on trade lock. So now I want to risk again. I want to put my stop loss right here. But let's say I want to put my stop loss at these lows, but I only want to risk 900 bucks. Now I got to lower my lot, right? I got to lower my lot size to 1 lot, so I risk 600 or maybe 1.5 lot. So I'm risking, 925. So now I say, okay, that's a good trade. Let me take this trade. Right, so that's kind of how I use my stop loss and take profits on Trade Locker. Is I want to see where my stop loss would be, how much I'm going to risk, where my take profit would be, and then I analyze the trade. Exactly, your risk and reward is, on OTE is always defined. It's never going to change because of the levels, right? It's just about the getting into position so you have a better trade, right? Again, I used to take my positions off of 618 level, and then I realized that I ended up learning more about it and realizing that OTE is actually a thing. That this level in between, which it is right now, right? We're literally at the halfway point right now. All right, so again, I might just take this straight. Say fuck it. All right, we're at middle OTA. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I only lose what, 300 bucks? Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm not mad off that. You know what I mean? Try it on this funded account. I'm already up big. All right, my payout is on 7 days or some shit like that. Every 14 days, I just had one, so I'm already up. My payout is gonna be big. It should be huge. This is a 25K account, and we're up 46K. And I already took 2 payouts off of this account alone. So if I didn't take any payouts, we would probably be around 70K, 70, 40, 50, 60, yeah, around 70 something K. Nah, a little under, 72. But gold, baby boy. Oh my God, look at this shit. Gold is just dumping. Gold about to take me out, bro. Hold on, why my stop loss is not supposed to be there? It's supposed to be below OTE. Oh my God, I even just lost 200 bucks just off of that. I wanted to risk 900. All right, there we go. Sheesh. But gold is dumping. She do not want to get up. But again, that's what I'm saying. I'm not tripping. If this gets stopped out, and then guess what I'm gonna do? Literally, if I get stopped out, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm doing this. I'm drawing it this way, waiting for price. Wherever price starts to retrace from. I just made 3 off that gold sell. Good shit, bro. Good shit. I'm actually in a trade right now. I don't know if you guys can see, but you guys won't even. I'm fucking smashed right now. Holy, I'm through the roof. I'm through the roof, bro. Oh my God, gold is dumb, bro. We may. Sheesh, gold is dumping right now. I want to go back to Trade Locker. Trading View. And go look on change stream. Go back to Trading View. Um, Gold. Where are you going, gold? It's still at OTE, which is right here. I just don't know if it's going to come down to the support level, guys. Is gold going to have FVG and be bullish? So, I'm trading line if I wake up to my alarm. Yeah. I literally top tick this shit, guys. I'm about to close some positions. Oh, I honestly just We took liquidity from New York session. That's the only reason why I hopped in. And I was just being and because if I go to the daily or to the 4-hour time frame, look, indication, correction, continuation, right? I think we're gonna continue down to this level, right? But that is the only reason why I took the that sell. Well, yeah, the sell that I just took was honestly just to see if it would work off of that setup. But the reason why I'm in a sell right now in my long-term position, in my actual trade, I took this shit on New York on Asia Open. Once we swept liquidity of New York high, we took New York high. I realized that this level right here was gonna push gold down, right? So I just so that's the only reason why I took that sell, was to show you guys the fib level and basically get a reaction off of it. We may get a reaction now, guys, and as you see, we are, right? Look, we're getting pulled. Look, we just got pulled back off of it. I mean, but we may just get some momentum, but I do think we're falling, guys. I don't think we're going up to touch them highs. We already took New York high, right? So the next thing we're gonna do is go take New York low. Looks like we created inverted head and shoulders. What time frame are you on? We actually, even on the daily, we're gonna invert it. But again, guys, look at this level, guys. Right? So we know anything underneath. Look, and this is why this is really good. This is why I like ICT. ICC. Look, look, support, indication, correction. Right? Price literally give us our correction here. We fell again. So now we're literally just, this whole thing is really our indication. Let's be honest. So now this is our correction, and we should get a continuation to come touch these lows. Hopefully. But this is the thing about higher time frames, is that price can just move all day long, side by side, up and down, up and down, up and down. And on a higher time frame, it's just a straight line. You know what I mean? So that is the only thing, is that literally like right now, right? We're in the 1 minute, right? Price can fall all day, come back up here, fall, come back up here, and London session could end up here, and the New York session could end all the way down at the bottom, all the way down here, and then we go to the 4-hour time frame or the 1-hour time frame, and it's just one line. You know what I mean? So that is the hard part about it. Oh, let me see NQ. You've been told me that. Oh, did we fall again? Or oh, we're starting to get some retrace. That's a good thing though, because we want this level right here. I want price to come to this level. You mark your box on the bottom. Yeah, most of the time, yeah. Hello? Oh, I was literally just about to text it to you. Yeah, let me just get a 4-piece tender. Just you. Oh yeah, do the meal. What are you gonna drink? Okay, okay, okay. Just give me a Fanta. A Fanta. Um, and do what type of sauce? Not Chick-fil-A. Wow. Zaxby sauce. Okay. All right. Thank you. See you. All right. Yeah, I'm about to get some food for me. For time. Nah, chill, chill. I already ate steak and eggs today, so I made steak and eggs with some hash browns. Feel me? Had some mango, some strawberry, and some grapes. That was my lunch. Steak was nice. I mean, man, shit was fire. Yeah, okay, that's what you're saying. Yeah, we just fell below support. Just remember, we need price. Okay, look, we have our high, we have a lower high, a lower high. Right? This is actually would be a good sell if price does reject this level. Um, but I just don't know. Again, I don't like the trade when I want price to correct. I want price to come here, right? I need a correction here. Well, matter of fact, let me see something. We did reject already. Never mind. Yeah, guys, this Sales might be on the way. I would be right at looking for this, or should I be drawing it from a higher high? Or is that? Let me see. What time frame is that? That's gold 5 minute. Let me go check real quick, just to be on the safe side. Gold. That's NQ. Gold. 5 min. So is this right here you're showing me? On the 5 minute? Hold on. Oh, right here? 1, 2. Yeah, you're talking about right here. Hold on. Honestly, I struggle with entry placement. Are you in our Discord, RJ? Because that, honestly, we can have you fixed literally, bro. Super easy. Entry, honestly, is probably the easiest thing, right? Because of the way that, yeah, sure it is, that one, bro. Okay, so price, we could say this is our support level, right? So I would like to take it from there, right? Maybe even here, but it's super close. It wouldn't be a problem, but price isn't retracing yet, right? So right now, if we were going to draw it, we would draw it from here to here, and we want to retrace to this level, which, as you can see, it is a support level right here, right? So this is a good area, because if price comes back, we want it to reject this area to go lower, right? So I would draw it from this support level here, or even this one. It's not a problem right here, right? It's still OTE. It's still this area right here, right? So that's not a problem. But I do like this support better, because this is the candle that pushed us below. And you know what I mean? Matter of fact, they're both the same, because literally, bro, they're both the same. As you can see, look, 705 is right here at OTE, and then if I move it to here, look, here's still OTE, right? That's what I'm saying. It's super close. That's not that big of a deal. But RJ, what type of strategy do you use, bro? What is your strategy? So I can help you, because if you have a, you know what I mean, depending on what type of strategy you have, we could clear that up pretty easy. Bro, I added lots to this trade, which I'm actually crazy for right now. Oh, for Nas, you in sales? Yeah, I'm in sales, but I top ticked. Literally, bro, 335144. 3351. Bro, I top ticked it. There's no way, bro. 335144. Right there. So my entry, I'm in right 35144. I'm in right here. Oh my god. And I'm in heavy. Like heavy. Yeah, market took out the pre-market highs. Right? If you come and look at gold, right? Where's New York high at? Yeah. So this was New York high. No, where's 6 a.m.? Yeah, this was New York high right here. Right? I'm gonna show you why. High. Right? We took the high out. This candle turned purple. I took the trade. Bro, you know why though? Look, look. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Only because ICC, bro. That's it. Look. Look. If I draw this out from here, look. Look. I mean, it literally was support. Price broke underneath of it. It ended up clearing it a little bit, but it got back underneath, made a lower low. Price never made a higher high. It respected this level. So I was taking sales off of this. That's the only reason. You feel me? This was just a liquidity grab. This is the high that I wanted to be respected. Because look, if I go like this, what highs stand out? What highs stand out? This high here, this high here, this high here, and we make a high right here, right? So this high wasn't standing out. These were the highs that were standing out, right? So again, it comes with knowledge, bro. It comes with backtesting and starting to realize patterns, right? That is all that this shit is about, right? Because again, if I show you guys one more thing, look. Because if we go up every high, we're gonna be smacked. But look, If we don't see this high, this is a high right here. Price takes it out, so we say, oh, we're bullish, but not even knowing that that's not the high that stands out. You know what I mean? Like, again, if price makes this high and then goes lower and then takes this high out, most people are gonna think that we're bearish, and then we drop, making a lower low, right? So we just kept making a trend line basically, right? So that is kind of what I was thinking for this trade. Matter of fact, it's not where I was taking it. Boom. Right. So yeah, so I didn't care about this high only because I knew we're gonna get selling pressure down to this level here or to this level right here. Right. That's the only reason why I'm taking this sell, is because these are the two levels where I think that price will reject off of if price wants to go higher. So yeah, guys, that is why I just hopped in, because we took New York pre-market highs. Again, look, this is New York high right here. Look, look at this shit, bro. Look how close this is. Do we go above it? No. We literally tap it by not even a point. Like, I can't even give you from point 2 to point 3, right? That's how much we took New York high. So we took New York high and then we reversed heavy. That's the only reason I took this trade, right? That's it. The only reason. It was basically, again, you'll start to see things, guys, that, like, again, what I wish I could go back and show you guys. But um New York high, high, New York high. Yeah, I thought we were coming to take previous Asian session high, but we never did. I still think we might soon if we bounce off. That's what I'm saying. This is why, again, we have to draw fib levels correctly, right? I do believe that we're gonna get a fib level. Maybe, I don't know if we're gonna do this one or this support right here. Look, this is a support level, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Price is probably reacting off of this support right now, right? So, again, this is why, me personally, if I'm still thinking we're long, this is our support right now. So if I'm thinking I'm long, I'm just gonna enter, right? And that's what I did. My stop loss below the level. So, you know what I mean? That is why I just took the trade in another account, because again, I'm not really worried. I'm up. I fucking 20x'd what I had earlier, so I'm not even worried. So I'm about to close this trade now. Well, I'm gonna close some of this position, but I still think we're gonna be bullish. I'm in the court arcade. Oh, which one are you, RJ? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What's your name in the Discord, bro? It's so hard to keep track of everybody, bro. For real, for real. Everybody's names are different. That's the hard part. But yeah, all right. If you're stuck on your entries, honestly, we just need to have a one-on-one. Oh, you're trading ICC. All right. Look, we just need a one-on-one. You feel me? We need something so you can. That's why I changed my name over to. Yeah, it's hard to. Certain people, I'm just like confused. You know what I mean? Like, it fucks my head up. I'll be answering the same person's question like 10 times. But if you're fucking up with your entries, all you gotta understand, again, if we trade ICC, all you're doing is waiting for the correction. That's all we're doing, right? So let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it easy, right? This is our support level right here, right? Because look, this was resistance, right? This was resistance. Price broke above. It didn't want to be bullish. It became bearish, right? So now, below this level, we know that we're bullish. Pardon me, that we're bearish, right? Let me draw this a little bit better. All right, this is my support level right here. We're in the 1 hour. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hours worth of support right here. Price broke above. Didn't want to be above. Stayed below, right? So now I know below this level, I'm bearish, right? So this is my indication, right? Make sure you can see, yeah. Right, so this is my indication, right? The reason why we created a lower low. So now we have our correction. Once we come back to this level, I'm just going to take my trade no matter what. Once this level shows me it's respected, like if I go down to a lower time frame, look, you see, price breaks it, touches it, goes lower. It creates a lower high. You feel me? So now this is our support, because we have price has what's in it. What did price do? Right? Price came down, it came up. So this is a support level. Price broke underneath of it, right? So now we know that this is our indication underneath this level. We should be bearish. Price comes and taps this level. You can hear me? Can you guys hear me? Oh, you smooth. Okay. Oh, all right. That's that. All right, bet. You can hear me now, RJ? Let me make sure bro can hear me before I speak because he wants to. Why Nas playing? What Nas doing, bro? It's just super slow. It's super slow, right? Look, there's the rejection. There's the rejection. We have our indication below this level. We're bearish. There's our rejection. RJ, you can hear me, bro? All right, I wouldn't be mad about this trade whatsoever. We already tapped into this level. It didn't want to be bullish. We created another lower highs, and all we're doing is creating lower highs. Sells on Nas look a fucking one. I'm not gonna lie. It just sucks that session's so slow. If you take this, you might be in the trade for a while. I would put a big stop loss on this trade just in case the Asians want to be crazy, and I would target honestly these lows here. So this is still a 3R with a bigger stop loss. That's what I would do. But I don't know. It's just again the sessions just it's just so weird, bro. I hate trading out of session. It really does make a difference when you stick to one session because you get used to how that session moves, and it does make a difference. I'm gonna tell you that for sure. Oh, it's running now? There we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look, fib level guarantee. He wants to bet $2 as a fib level. All right, you guys all owe me $2. Fib level. I'll put my cash app in the comments. He said, "Hello, I'm dead ass. I owe me $2. I called that shit, bro. It's over. It's not coming back to that. It's too late. It's too late, my boy. Once it touches that zone, it's over. Yeah, it's over. You're done. You're smacked. You waited too long by second guessing yourself, bro. Stop second guessing yourself. We know this. Word up, ain't it? It's so crazy. Look, no cap, bro. This is ICC right now. Indication, correction, continuation. And then it lines up with our fib level. Like you can't get no better than that. Give millionaire about $2, say less. Right? You gotta drop that YouTube video. That shit gonna go triple platinum. Yo, that's a fact, bro. I really am gonna overlap this. I didn't want to, but I think I am gonna have to like make an actual like course basically based off Fib and ICC and like remix it. He was just talking about he need a new mic. I know I'm being cheap as hell, bro. Again, I'm so cheap, bro. I swear I am. I've done had money and lost every penny of it. I know what that's like. I'm talking about 250K gone in over a weekend. Well, majority of it was because I got robbed, but it don't matter. Lost a lot fucking playing blackjack. So I'm so cheap when it comes to money, bro. I'm like super fucking cheap, bro. I don't want to spend money on shit. Your free course, folks gonna come running. Yeah, that's a fact. Definitely not charging nothing. I just want to make. I have a 14-day course that I already made for ICC. I just need to inquire the FVG. I mean the fib level into it. It's time for another hand of blackjack. Nah, bro, that shit cleared me. That shit cleared me. I had to move out of Arizona and everything. That shit did me dirty. I lost everything, and I was underage. I got arrested and everything. Yes, yes. You might get in, bro. I don't think you're getting in. I think it's retesting a fair value gap. If it retests this OTE zone, bro, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I. What's the name? Because look, it bouncing off another fib level, right? So if it comes back to this level, I'd be scared, only because we are literally still in the uptrend, right? Let's see something real quick. Watch. This is our order block. Well, now it's a breaker block. Let's see the halfway point of our breaker block and FVG. Look, this is a fair value gap, right? Price retraced into this level, right? So I don't know if this is price just retracing to go higher, and it's probably a fib level right here as well. 618. Matter of fact, let me do a little bit better. Yeah, so we're tapping this fib multiple times in multiple different areas. So honestly, again, is the only reason is because I know we're retesting right here, but I want to retest right here, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I want this retest right here. Matter of fact, look, we did tap this fair value gap right here, and we did go lower. So you might get your retest. I do think we're going lower though. I don't think we're going any higher. All right, it just, you know what I mean? It is when you start to get fib levels from every angle, that's when it starts to get crazy. Cause like, look, we're getting a fib, and we're getting bounce off the fib higher. You know what I mean? Like that is why this is very. I used to get a little big in prison playing poker and spades. Yeah, I feel you. Me too. Me fucking too, bro. On that poker table every day. Spades, I wasn't that deep. I'm not that good at spades. I'm good. I know what to do, but I ain't really. I fuck with that poker table. Poker commissary. My shit was lit. I ended up smacking like $310 all commissary, two $300 cash app. I was cracking people over the head, bro. I'm a gambler at heart. Damn. Oh yeah, I ain't ever do that much. Damn. Where you was down Mexico when you was locked up, or you was in the States? Georgia. You was in the feds? Dodger State Prison in the feds? Damn, bro. I know you was probably a trafficker. There ain't no way in hell you from Mexico wasn't trafficking. You only gotta answer that question. I'm fucking with you. Yeah, yeah, I know what's going on, bro. I wish, yeah, I wouldn't wish that shit up either, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I did 5 years, bro. I did 5 on them, bro. Never again. Yes, sir. 5 years, 1 month, and 5 days. You just 6, okay. Yeah, yep. That's why I traded. I was like, bro, you got to. I know what you meant, Jr. But that's why I traded. I'm like, it's all or nothing, bro. It's all or nothing. Feel me? Knowing where we came from, it's all or nothing, bro. I mean, I'm putting my all into this, bro. Right? And if I could do this shit, you feel what I'm saying? There ain't no way in hell nobody else can, bro. If I could do this shit, bro, there's nobody in this world. As long how I get into trading, I was trading before I got bad, but I just wasn't taking it as serious, and I was only trading options. You feel me? And then I started to like realize what trading was about and like how to really trade. So this last year is like me really locking in. I mean, like, and I'm big numbers, big stupid numbers. Guys, I literally top tick this stuff, bro. I am so crazy. So with the fib, is it more accurate to do on high time frames? Nah, it doesn't have to be. I wouldn't have to feel 6 big trade just sound. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. My first time, I was shaking. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even. I was like, my heart beating fast. I didn't even know. I was scared because again, that's from I put in with 15K, bro. Turn that joint into nine. Well, we ended up turning to a milli, but we turned to 935. I ended up taking another trade. We turned it to 1M and 1 point. Hold on, 1.03M, and then I took that and turned that into. I showed you my, I showed you my account right now. You guys like, oh my god, bro, it's insane. Hold on, I'm about to post it in the Discord. We literally just top tick this thing, bro. I added a lot of lots. I oversized because I was only gonna scalp it, so I did oversize big time, like way more than I would have ever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang, bro, that's crazy. And I did close 2 positions. I did 250 lots as price was progressing. You guys see that, bro? I top ticked that shit, bro. If you're in the Discord, I just posted it. I literally just top ticked that. Like, I don't think you could get any better. I don't think you could get any closer. I did more than 100, bro. That's like 400. I was only gonna scalp it. I was risking 15K, well, about 25K, and I didn't go into any drawdown. Yeah, this is insane. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But again, this is why I took this sell. Was this right here? The only reason I took this sell. New York session rejected this area. Asia session was rejecting this area. So I was like, man, fuck it. The worst thing that happened is we break above this level and I just get in bearish. I mean, I get in bullish, but it didn't. It dropped this level, we have an FVG that needs to be filled, and we have a support level. I want to see price touch this support level, and then I'm hopping back in with buys, and I want to take this up to the moon. I honestly do not, but why not? Yeah, I do not believe. Oh, let me see my girls here. No. All right. I do not believe we're going to make a lower low. If we go and make a lower low, guys, I don't even know what to say, honestly, because I just don't believe that. I don't think we're going to make a lower low. Right? I just don't see it happening. If we come down, we're coming to take these lows out, and that would be crazy, gang. You entered on the 1 minute, yeah. Right now we're at 1,000 points. Four hours swing lows and 4 hours. Yeah, so look, 4 hours. We got our high, and then look what we have. We have our lower high, right? And then what do we get? We get another lower high. We get another lower high, and then we get another lower high, right? So price never broke this lower high right here. So I was honestly, that's the only reason why I hopped in. It's because only two things are about to happen. The if higher lows form, bottom took them. Higher low. Hold on, what you mean by that? I can't wait till we get to that level. If higher lows form, bottom two. Oh yeah, I didn't read the one before that. Yeah, that's a fact. I'm doing the same drawing. As soon as price comes down to the support level, I'm getting out and I'm creating, like he said, it's gonna be a higher low, which hopefully will be around this area right here. And then we get in and we bottom ticker and we take it back up to the next level of highs, which would be this level right here. So that is kind of where I'm aiming for if price, does what we want it to do, right? So there's only two things that are going to happen. If price decides to not respect this level, we are 100% coming down to make a lower low, which will most likely be right here, right? Because it's right here. We may grab this, but for sure, if price makes a lower low, we are coming down to this level. So I'm in that sell right now, hoping that it does what we want it to do. If not, I'm literally going to cash out right here, and I'm going to wait for price to go this way, take my trade off of this. Let's see real quick. Our fib, let me go to a lower time frame just to get more precise. Right, this is my support level right here. I could even, we do this support right here. It's a better support level. 1, 2 touches on the 15-minute time frame. This is my high. Why is it so big? Hold on. Right. And the reason why I'm doing it here and not here is because we did have some pullback on the 15 to this support level right here. Right. So this is why I'm going to do it right here. Right. Our fib level overlaps with this level right here. Right. So I would love to see that be tapped. All right. But that is what I'm hoping for, guys. I don't even know. We might not even break this level. We may not break it. This is also a support level. We may not break it. So do you think? Hold on. You said so. Price rejects that area on top to create a higher high. What, up here? What do you mean by that? That area on top. Yeah, if it breaks this area, so right now you got to remember we look at indications and corrections on a higher time frame, right? So as we can see right now, we're in a downward trend, right? So the only indication that we have is below this level. Right now you can see below this level we're bearish. We make our first indication here, correction, and then we get our continuation, right? So this right here is also part of our correction. We already have our indication down here that price is bearish. So again, we want price to get to this level, right? We kind of, again, this is why it's tricky, right? We don't really want trades in this level because we're not 100% positive if we're bearish or bullish in this level yet. We know under this level we're bearish. So if you didn't take the trade off of this level, it can be a mishap, right? So we still want to be bearish under this level, and then we want to make a lower low because we know once we get, every time we got underneath this level, we have been super bearish, right? So we want price to get back underneath this level to be bearish to create a lower low, right? So that is what I'll be waiting for tomorrow. I'll be waiting for price to break this level to hop into sells, or if price doesn't want to break this level, and then I'm gonna look for buys. I want price to touch this, get on top of it, and then maybe, you know, work its way higher. You know what I'm saying? So that is kind of what I'm looking for. I don't know if I answered your question because I'm a little confused still. Because of the higher high, if price rejects that area on top to create a higher high, will that be considered indication? So, okay, so you're talking about if price just goes above this level here? So if price comes above this level, yes. Yeah, so if price comes up above this high, yes, that's to be an indication. And then we want our correction, and then we want our continuation, yes. Right, because we never had above this level broken yet. Right, here we do. Right, so this is something letting us know that buyers were active here before. So we do know that if buyers do hop in again, and then that sellers lost the battle, and buyers should be aggressive. So buyers push this higher, and then we should have buyers step in again at this level, right? Because that's going to continue the trend, right? As you can see, we are starting to create an uptrend, you know, in a lower time frame. So if we do get a break up this level, it's just going to continue the trend. So what happens every time we break a high? Remember, look, we break a high, price retraces, we make a new high, it retraces to the high we broke, and then we make a new high, right? And then every single time we make a new high, price retraces and then makes a new high, right? And then look, we break above that high. What does price do? It retraces to that high, and then we make a new high. You know what I mean? And then we make a new high. You see what I'm saying? So every single time you make a higher high, you're always going to get a retrace, right? And that's what you get in. You just got to remember, guys, levels are key, right? So for the people that don't know anything about entries or having a hard time getting into entries, what you need to do is for a whole week straight, not back test, forward test, go demo trade and only take trades when a level is broken and price retraces to that level, right? So you get the idea of taking trades without stressing. You know what I mean? CJ, look, bro, price dumped on NQ though. We never got that retest that you were looking for. Lower low, lower low, lower low. Remember, we said we're gonna get in right here. I'm I'm done second guessing. Yeah, bro, you got to, bro. You literally would have top ticked this bitch, bro. Literally. But I gotta go, guys. Shorty pulling up right now. Do you look for a honestly, I don't even look. I don't even care about them whatsoever. But I do gotta go right now. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Let me know if y'all need any help, questions. Just I mean, you know where to find me. Adios, niggas on TikTok. I mean, hit that follow button. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.